Yo, bro, how are you? Yeah, life's okay for me here in Singapore. How are you coping with COVID? Sorry, bro. Can you say again? What? Yeah, you're breaking up. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Hey, Hongkiet.
Just a second. Hey, Lisa, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. Hey, what are you doing?
I'm just trying to have a call with my bro here. But I don't seem to be able to focus on this call. I'm just getting so tired.
Hongkiet, did you know we hear with our ears but listen with our brain?
Oh, really? Oh, no wonder I could never understand my wife.
Well, this is why we are here today to share more about EPOS BrainAdapt. My name is Elisa, Marketing Director of Enterprise Solutions, Asia Pacific.
And this is Hongkiet, VP, EPOS Enterprise Solution, Asia Pacific.
Did you know that we hear with our ears, but listen with our brain? The brain is constantly scanning the surroundings, orienting itself in its environment, distinguishing relevant sound from disturbing noises, and choosing what to focus on. Orient, focus, recognize. This is the process the brain performs to make sense of sound. Sounds that cannot be recognized are perceived as noise, and noise stresses your brain, causing tiredness and loss of concentration. Through more than a decade of psychoacoustic research, we have collected data on how and when the brain performs best. Based on that, we have designed our audio and video solutions with unique algorithms and acoustic engineering to provide the best conditions for your brain. This results in better focus and less tiredness for both you and the people you are communicating with. Introducing EPOS BrainAdapt, audio designed for your brain. EPOS, the power of audio.
A very warm welcome to everybody. Thank you all for taking time to join us.
So earlier on, you have seen our little skit on hearing with our ears and listening with our brain. Today, we'll be touching on this point and the launch of EPOS BrainAdapt. EPOS BrainAdapt requires insights into how the brain works. Research dating back decades actually proves that we hear with the brain, and that if the brain is not provided with the most ideal conditions, it will adapt to this lower quality of information, which requires effort from the listener, causing tiredness and an increase in stress. Your brain is constantly scanning the surroundings, orienting itself in its environment, distinguishing relevant sound from disturbing noises, and choosing where to focus. Orient, focus, recognize. This is the process the brain performs to make sense of sound. Sounds that cannot be recognized are perceived as noise, and noise actually stresses your brain, causing it to become tired and unfocused. Basic audiology. The entire sound journey from the ear to the brain, all the sounds from the environment, will actually reach the cochlear, a spiral-shaped cavity in the inner ear. Here, the sounds are actually transformed into an electrical signal that is sent to the auditory cortex in the brain via the auditory nerve. The electrical signal consists of small voltages which actually differ depending on the sounds from the environment. This chain of what they call voltage impulses are referred to as a neural code. Inside the auditory cortex, these neural codes then become meaningful sound objects, also called auditory objects, which the brain can now start working on. There are two subsystems that actually work together inside the brain to help the brain make sense of sound: the Orient subsystem and the Focus subsystem. The Orient subsystem always comes first, so when we hear, it actually scans all surrounding sounds. So, no matter their nature or direction, to create a full perspective of the sound scene. It then creates an overview of the sound objects around us. The Focus subsystem helps people select which sounds to listen to. Once we have an overview of the sound objects around us, we use the Focus subsystem to identify the sound we want to focus on, listen to, or switch attention to, while filtering out irrelevant sounds.
Wow, Lisa, thank you so much for sharing how our brain processes sound. I always think I have a simple mind, but it does seem a little bit complex. So, in the past, questions such as what? Can you hear me? Can you say that again? I think are becoming a norm. And we all experience it at some point in our time. Bad audio causes misunderstanding, miscommunication, and worse, distraction, making it harder to focus and concentrate on the things that matters. In fact, based on our recent study, 95% of today's workforce admit that their concentration and efficiency at work has suffered due to sound issues.
Well, I cannot agree more than that. Constant background noise means that the brain adapts to this lower quality of information, which requires effort from the listener. So the brain is actually working overtime to compensate. As more people spend long hours trying to communicate in virtual teams, the brain can suffer from listening fatigue in the same way that it suffers from visual fatigue. In addition, poor voice transmission increases the mental load on employees, causing them unnecessary brain fatigue, as they are then forced to use even more cognitive effort to try to recognize sounds, fill in gaps, and guess what people are saying. So by providing the right audio processing in our audio and video solutions, we can mitigate the risk of an increased cognitive load so the wearer can focus on the most important details. Now, these distorted sound environments can result in cognitive overload for you and the people you communicate with, which can then lead to concentration loss, tiredness, and stress. So, why is that? Your brain will always try to decipher what is happening by orienting itself in the sound environment and focusing on what it deems relevant. Sounds that cannot be recognized are perceived as noise, and noise actually stresses your brain, causing it to become fatigued and unfocused. Tired brains simply cannot perform at the highest level.
Indeed. So, at EPOS, we understand that we hear with our ears, but listen with our brain. We believe that in order to perform better with less brain energy spent, we need to make it easier for the brain to make sense of sound, because better performance starts with the brain. Ultimately, it all comes down to understanding how the brain makes sense of sound, because a great audio experience can only occur when technologies support the brain's natural listening process, so the brain is able to perform the way it is intended to. This has led to our unique approach, EPOS BrainAdapt. So, what is EPOS BrainAdapt? It is a group of pioneering technologies that work together to improve cognitive performance. Based on more than a decade of psychoacoustic research conducted through our parent company DMAT, we have obtained the knowledge on what fatigues the brain, how to measure the information load on the brain, and have integrated pioneering technologies into our product portfolio, which provide the brains with better conditions to perform. These assemblies of pioneering technologies that work together to support cognitive performance is what we call EPOS BrainAdapt. Headsets, speakerphones, and video bars that are built on EPOS BrainAdapt technology are designed to support the brain's natural way of processing sound. This means less fatigue and more focus for both you and the people you're communicating with. This results in many benefits, including reduced listening effort, improved mental capacity and memory recall, and as a result, reduces stress and tiredness and the ability to focus longer and achieve more.
That is correct, Hong Kiet. So how does our technology support the brain's natural processing? Now we do that by putting cognitive performance at the forefront of everything we do. So first, it starts with defining the sound profile for the best cognitive performance in specific use cases. So for example, a business person on a business trip will need a different sound profile compared to a gamer sitting in a rather silent environment at home. To define the perfect sound profile for every product that we develop, we need to ensure that we provide the brain with a balanced, clear, and natural soundscape. Now, this dedication to great audio has led us to make use of the expertise of tonmeisters, who are actually music conservatory educated producers and recording experts whose knowledge and technical capabilities are highly specialized. They combine an engineer's precision with the sensibility of a musician and are thus able to fine-tune our audio. Their know-how is mainly used in music production and sound design, and is actually a rarity in consumer product audio development. Secondly, product development, where we implement our fine-tuned acoustics and sophisticated algorithms into our solutions. We look at the product holistically, integrate technical features and the right choice of custom-made components in order to provide the best conditions for your brain. And lastly, we conduct scientific research in collaboration with our research units within the demand group. Our R&D department then ensures that these scientific insights are applied into our solutions, building the foundation for our innovative work for years to come. Since we began integrating our pioneering audio technologies into our audio solutions several decades ago, we have always strived to provide an unparalleled natural sound experience. Now, we can scientifically prove that what we have established previously helps to improve the cognitive performance of EPOS solutions users.
How can we justify that we at EPOS provides audio solutions that provides the best condition for our brain? EPOS is part of the demand group, and as such builds on more than 115 years of experience of working with innovation and sound. Being part of the demand group allows EPOS to leverage the R&D synergies from other companies within the group, such as Hualiteq and Eriksholm Research Center. Their research center, Eriksholm, uses their research facilities and share expertise through cross-functional projects. Located near Helsinki, Denmark, the Hualiteq Eriksholm Research Center is the world's largest research facilities in hearing science. The multidisciplinary experts identify and demonstrate new opportunities within psychoacoustic, audiology, signal processing, and behavioral science. At the Eriksholm Research Center, advanced and proven test methods are developed, which provides EPOS with a strong basis in documenting the benefit of using EPOS solution. These lay the foundation for EPOS to further develop audiological concepts and ensure that the scientific insights are applied in solutions that empower people to unleash their full potentials through sound excellence. A unique technical capability which none of our competitors can claim is the fact that we are truly pioneer in measuring the cognitive load on our brains. Being able to measure the cognitive loads on the brain is a key insight and has resulted in proven technologies working together to reduce listening effort and provide the brain with better condition to perform. There are several methods we use to assess how hard our brain works to understand speech in different environments, such as pupillometry, SWIR testing, and EEG, just to name a few. Here on the right, you can see an example of pupillometry, which is a well-recognized way to measure pupil dilation test. Today, a body of evidence has shown that pupil size reflects changes in mental effort. The more challenging the task, the larger the pupil. When we pay attention to sound, the muscles in the eyes contract and releases based on listening effort. Using pupillometry, the researcher can measure the effort people exert to understand what is being said in a variety of real-world listening environments.
Indeed, there's a lot of science that goes behind this. Now, this is supported by clinical evidence from auditory neuroscience research, where we can test that our solutions significantly improves speech understanding in noise, reduce listening effort, and improve memory recall. Ultimately, it comes down to understanding how the brain makes sense of sound, because a great audio experience only happens when technologies support the brain's listening process, helping it to perform as intended. We have now come to the end of our sharing on EPOS BrainAdapt today, and we hope you have some takeaways from the session.
Indeed. Thank you all for joining us once again and for your valuable time.